Hey, welcome back to Album April. It's April 29th, and today I listened to The Suburbs by Arcade Fire. First of all, holy crap, the month is almost over. Arcade Fire is a band that I know about the existence of, but can tell you almost nothing about. I know that they're from Canada. I know that they won Album of the Year with this album, but before this I couldn't even tell you a song by them. I'm not really sure why this album called out to me, but I just felt compelled to put it in the shuffle for Album April. I listened to it today, and my first impression is Arcade Fire must really like Radiohead. I think an argument can be made that a good chunk of indie rock and alt rock from the past 20 years kind of sounds like Radiohead, but in this one, I felt a lot of similarities between this and like the Benz era Radiohead. As a concept, I find this album kind of funny because it's like often there are songs made by hip-hop artists usually about growing up in the inner city, but this is an album about growing up in the suburbs. And while that certainly is more relatable to me, there isn't that much to really talk about. Like, a lot of the themes is just the idea of stuff not changing, wanting to move on, trying to leave the suburbs. So yeah, as a concept, it's kind of underwhelming, but something happened, and honestly, this is one of the best albums I listened to this whole month. This kind of music is right up my alley. I really do love indie rock and alt rock, even though it's not independent or alternative to anything anymore. It's more of a style. But dang, is that style used well in the suburbs. There were quite a few songs on the suburbs that I liked, but I think that my favorite out of all of them was Empty Room. Most of the songs on this album are sung by the lead singer of Arcade Fire, Win Butler. But a couple of the songs, including this one, are either co-sung or completely sung by his wife, whose name I am certain I'm pronouncing wrong, but I believe it's Regine Chassange. Anyway, she does really well in Empty Room. The song reminded me a lot of Fallen Empires by Snow Patrol, which technically came out later, but not by much. It's one of those songs that just like sucks you into its world from the very beginning and will keep you there until it's done. My runner-up would be Half-Life 2 Electric Boogaloo. That's not what it's called. But I liked all the songs I heard from The Suburbs by Arcade Fire, so no, there wasn't any music on this album that I didn't like. Although there was one song that was just really weird, Modern Man. I don't know if they just like added weird like rhythmic elements to it, or if it's in some bizarre time signature, or if they just like added an extra beat to some random measures. It kept tripping me up throughout the entire time I spent listening to it. But I would say that's more of a unique thing about the song than something that the song did wrong. So, bottom line time, 150% yes, this album holds up. I thought it was very, very good. I would put The Suburbs in like the top 3, at least, of the albums I've listened to for this month. I'm very happy I decided to put it on the list. But speaking of the list, there's only one album left tomorrow. I'll see you guys then.